Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but from Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not going to lie.
Now we're not gonna a carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my
God. Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the play.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish.
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say?
Let me drop this down. Phase 1, part 1 is done. The first step to saving the Ravens season is complete. The Baltimore Ravens walk into Lambeau Field on a cold Saturday night and take the game led by Tyler Huntley and Derrick Henry 41-24. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Kevin and Zach React. I'm your host, Zach Bollinger. What a all-around dominant game it felt like. Yeah, towards the end, there's a moment in the fourth where it's still one possession. In the third, it's cut down to one possession. You're like, man, don't do this. Don't do this. All of a sudden, it felt like the Packers were gaining some momentum. You're like, please just don't do this. But they didn't. They finished it out extremely well. Derrick Henry, man on a mission. Another unbelievable game from him. Could not have asked for a better game. We asked for them to feed Derrick Henry. That's what we were screaming for days. Feed Derrick, feed Derrick, feed Derrick. Well, ask and you shall receive. Set a career high in carries. 36 carries for Derrick Henry. 36 carries with a long of 30. 36 carries, 216 yards, and 4 touchdowns. If you don't like that, you don't like Baltimore Ravens football. That's exactly what they needed. I cannot stress enough how badly they needed a game like that from Derrick Henry. Snoop, Tyler Huntley, he was as good as you could have asked. A 105.6 quarterback rate or passer rating. 16 of 20, efficient, 107 yards, 1 touchdown, only took 1 sack. Zay Flowers led the team with 30 receiving yards. Mark Andrews just behind him at 28. Isaiah Likely at 27, and that's all who really got involved. You had 2 checkdowns to Ali and 2 checkdowns to Mitchell and 1 pass to Rashad Bateman. Tyler Huntley was as efficient as you could have asked for, and he just managed the game perfectly. He just managed the game perfectly. Just looking through the stats right now, 36 carries for Derrick Henry. This is exactly the kind of game they need. It's exactly the kind of game that we asked for. And really, as let's go to the defense. Tavius Robinson, Travis Jones, 1.5 sacks. Tavius Robinson got half a sack. Felt like the defense was playing with a little bit of a swagger, and it did not start off well. I mean, first drive of the game, second play, 2-play touchdown drive, and the way that they bounced back. Now, let's be honest. The Packers were, I think, overly aggressive, giving the Ravens the ball on the 30-yard line, going for it. I understand it's 4th and inches. You're on your own 30. It's still the first half. That was early in the second half or second quarter, I believe. It just felt like the Packers definitely didn't help themselves. Malik Willis, that video of him taking that ball off the dome and the ricochet back, that's going to be, I will remember that for a long time. But the defense, timely turnovers, you get 2 turnover on downs, 1 at the end of the game that didn't really matter, but 1 big one early in the game. You then obviously the Packers, they screw up, but you took advantage. You have a nose for a football. Mike Green falls on the fumble. That is the messed up snap. Take advantage of that. Another tip ball. Take advantage of it. So many times the Ravens got these opportunities before, and Marlon would drop that ball or someone else would fall on the fumble. And it's like, hey, they finally found a way to, when the ball's available, to go and get it. So really happy to see that from the defense. And overall, I mean, Malik Willis looked incredible against them. Like, let's not take that away. 18 of 21 for 288 yards and a touchdown, a 134 passer rating. He also had 9 carries for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. So 3 total touchdowns from Malik Willis, 348 total yards. God, have a game, Malik Willis. Have a game, Malik Willis. But it all leads to tomorrow. What, 1 o'clock? Yeah, I believe it's 1 o'clock. Browns, Steelers, 1 o'clock. Shedeur Sanders' opportunity to save the Ravens season. It all comes down to Shedeur Sanders. First, the Pittsburgh Steelers. DK Metcalf suspended. TJ Watt is going to be out with his lung issue. Yeah, it's probably more. We need Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett needs to have the game of his life. I need 3 strip sacks. I need Myles Garrett to show up in a way that I'm not sure Myles Garrett. I mean, like, I'm not sure we should put this much pressure on Myles Garrett, especially the Browns. But for once, if they could ever help us for once, just beat the Steelers. Just find a way to beat the Steelers. What is the... Let me check the gambling odds right now. I assume it's not. Browns are only plus 166. 3.5-point underdogs. I need that Browns defense to play the game of their life. Just shut down Aaron Rodgers. Just beat him up. Like, just get your hits on him. Obviously, make him uncomfortable in the pocket. I haven't seen a lot of people saying, you know, NFL's gonna help the Ravens out by helping the Browns because they want Week 18 to have one meaningful game. I wouldn't be opposed. I'm just saying. But it is crazy. That they are now still somehow alive. If the Browns can pull it off, it just one opportunity in Pittsburgh. It would be if it's Ravens Steelers for the division, they're going to make that Sunday night football game, prime time. I mean, it's how it should come down to it. I mean, and it stinks because the Ravens, it should not matter tomorrow. They should have held on to the victory against the Patriots. They should have held on to that victory against the Bills. They've had plenty of opportunities to get victories before. They should have beaten the Steelers even without all the controversial stuff. Like, they had opportunities to go out there and win games and put themselves in a better situation so they wouldn't need Cleveland to win, but they were unable to. You know, you had plenty of opportunities to win games. Now, obviously, early on, it was just horrendous. You start 1-5, the Lamar injury, but really the games that stick out, getting embarrassed by the Bengals on Thanksgiving at home. Then obviously you feel like you should win that game versus Steelers, the whole Isaiah Likely thing. You then bounce back, you beat the Bengals 24-0. That Patriots game's going to sit there. I mean, that one really stings because they needed that game so bad. I mean, you think about it, if they would have just won that game, you're sitting here, you were able to, Lamar obviously not feeling 1,000% and probably not feeling even close to 100%, but you've made it one game closer. You just need to find a way to get in the playoffs. Just everyone, the Ravens thrive as underdogs. They always have, and especially the Harbaugh Ravens have thrived as underdogs. Get them. Just find a way. And it sucks because it all comes down to the Browns. Like, it all comes down. This all comes down to the Browns. It's unreal. Shadur Sanders. 4. Yeah. It was all written in the script. I just would be so insane. I'm so ready to get our hearts ripped out tomorrow because, like, it's still trusting the Browns. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you look at it, and if they just give Henry the ball in the fourth quarter last week, it's all we wouldn't need the Browns. We wouldn't need to rely on them. But here we are. Couldn't finish games. I mean, literally, if you finish that game against Buffalo, if you finish that game against the Patriots, yeah, there's no way. There is no way I see the Ravens at all. If the Browns lose, Lamar's season's done. There's just no reason for him to come back. Just get healthy. He's been beat up, and I'm sure they've hidden stuff from us that the media doesn't know the severity of it. So I'm sure things have piled up. I'm sure he feels god awful. You might as well get your money's worth. Might as well get your money's worth because it is. You spent the money on him. You might as well get another game out of him. I've seen a lot of people talk about this. They're saying, genuine question, is it me or does the play calling get exponentially better every time Huntley plays? It just feels like they stay on a script. It feels like, and I've said this before, it almost feels like when Lamar's playing, they're like, part of the script, part of the game plan is, hey, Lamar, save us. Like, it feels like when Lamar plays, they're almost just begging Lamar to save them in plays, whereas Huntley, they're like, okay, let's run the ball. Let's get kind of creative with different run schemes, with different things, and try to win that. And it worked. It works. Like, they have done very well when it feels like they open up the playbook, but for some reason it feels like, yeah, when Lamar plays, part of their playbook is Lamar, save us. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And I don't know, maybe it's something we don't know with, Huntley, different plays, obviously, that they're going to call for him versus Lamar, but it does feel like they set up easier completions, like they let him get in rhythm, stuff like that. It just feels like the run game shows up. 36. This is exactly what they need to do. I can't get over 36 carries for 216 yards, 4 touchdowns. What a game from Derrick Henry. What a freaking game from Derrick Henry. When this team needed him the most, he and Snoop. The offensive line played really well today, opening up holes. It felt like Henry was reaching the second level. I'm not going to say with ease, but at times he was going untouched. Getting to that second, third level, he was able to break off a bunch of runs in that 8 to 12 range, it felt like. But just such a dominant game by the running attack. Total, gosh, they got over 300 yards total rushing. Yeah. They got 307 yards total rushing. That'll play. That'll play. It's just defense. Defense had timely opportunities and defense didn't play their best game. I think they still allowed a lot of easy completions, and let's not sugarcoat it. This is a backup quarterback in Malik Willis that had 288 passing yards on 18 of 21 with a touchdown. He ran for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense definitely did not have a great game, but when the Packers faltered the slightest, they were opportunistic. That was what the defense was, opportunistic today. They did not have a good game. They allowed a lot of big plays, a lot of stuff over the top. I know you say Wiggins. The one thing that they were was opportunistic. When the ball obviously bounces off of Malik Willis, they fall on top of it. How many times does that happen? And the offense gets it back, and then the next thing is a big play. 4th and inches, they go for it on their own 30-yard line. They get the stop. Obviously, Marlon Humphrey, the ball tips off the tight end's hands, and Marlon makes the play. They were opportunistic tonight. That's really the best word I can think to describe them, because they didn't play great defense. They weren't sound defensively. They weren't making, forcing turnovers or making the best plays in the world. They were allowing a lot of big plays. But at the end of the day, when the Packers faltered, when there's a chink in the armor, and they had an opportunity, whether it was a tip play, a fumbled snap, whatever it was, they took advantage. Packers going for it on 4th and inches and being able to hold up Jacobs. It just felt like the Ravens defense, even in a very poor game, was they were opportunistic. I felt like even though they weren't having the best rush, and obviously I think they only got credited with, what were the team stats? 2 sacks, 1.5 by Jones. It felt like they got decent pressure at times. Couldn't always convert or turn that into sacks, but it felt like Malik Willis was running a lot. Time of possession, 40 minutes compared to 1944. That's just awesome. That's exactly what you want to say. 307 rushing yards, 414 total. It just, no. Yeah, and I try every once in a while. I just felt like they weren't dominating, but when the Packers slipped up, they took advantage. So they were opportunistic, and that's what we have to hope the Browns are tomorrow. It's going to be a very fun one in Cleveland. 3.5-point underdogs. Let's hope the Browns can find a way. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just find a way. I would take a 2-0 victory for the Browns if it meant the Ravens get to play Week 18 for a chance to make it into the playoffs. But that's going to do it for this quick Kevin and Zach React recap. We will be back, Kevin and I, both tomorrow to go over after Sunday Night Football what happened, everything that goes on and went into it, recap this game a little more, and talk about it all. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Appreciate you guys as always. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel on your way out. Appreciate you all in the comments, watching this back, watching it live. Ravens win 41-24, still alive even slightly, but that's going to do it for this edition of Kevin and Zach React. We'll see you tomorrow.